All right, let's get into it. Today, we're not just going to memorize some grammar rule. Nope, we are unlocking the secrets of the most powerful character in the English past tense. So get ready to meet the king.
So, you ready to meet this legendary character? Let's just forget about all those boring charts and dry rules for a minute. We're going to treat this like a character deep dive. You know, making it way easier and honestly more fun to remember how this all works.
Think of it this way. In the world of English verbs, most of them are what you could call worker verbs. You see them there on the left. They describe actions, run, eat, play. But to do their job properly, like making questions or negatives, they need a tool. That tool is the word did. But then you have our main character on the right, the king. The verb to be doesn't do actions. It describes states, how things were. And the most important part, he's totally self-sufficient.
Okay, so like any awesome video game character, the king doesn't just have one look. He's got two different combat stances, two forms that he switches between depending on the situation, and those are was and were.
The first form up is was. This is the king's singular stance. You use it when you're talking about just one person or one thing. So I, he, she, or it. And here's a super simple trick to remember this forever. Was ends with an S. You know what else starts with an S? Singular. That's it. That's your clue right there.
You'd use this to set the scene for a story. It's not about what someone did, it's about what the world was like. For instance, it was a sunny day. See? You're just describing the state of the weather, painting a picture of the past.
And the king's second form is were. This one's pretty straightforward. It's for when you're talking about more than one person or thing, like we or they. But, and this is a big one, there's a special game rule you've absolutely got to remember. The pronoun you always uses were. Always. Even if you're just talking to one person. In this game, you always gets the plural treatment.
This form is just perfect for describing groups of things. For example, the mountains were huge. You're not saying the mountains did anything, right? You're just describing their state, their epic size, what they were like.
So we've seen the king's two forms, but now let's get to the really cool part, his ultimate superpower, total independence. This is what truly makes him the king and sets him apart from all those other worker verbs.
This right here on the screen, this is the golden rule. This is the whole thing. The verb to be never, ever accepts help from that little worker tool did. He handles everything himself. He is the true lone hero of the past tense.
So you might be asking, how does he make a negative sentence without did? It's actually really simple. The king has this special ability where he just absorbs the word not. As you can see, was plus not becomes wasn't. Were plus not becomes weren't. No outside help needed. It's just clean, efficient, and super powerful.
And what about his other special move, asking questions? Well, instead of calling on did to come to the front of the sentence, the king, was or were, just does a quick flip and jumps to the front himself. The statement, she was happy, instantly transforms into the question, was she happy? It's a simple, and you got to admit, pretty elegant move.
Okay, so we know the king's powers. Now we have to talk about the danger zone, the most common trap that pretty much everyone falls into at some point. This is the critical error that completely breaks the rules of the game.
This table lays it all out, nice and clear. On the left, you see the common mistakes. In the middle, the correct form. And on the right, the reason why, based on the king's rule. Let's take that first one. Did you be at home? That's just wrong, because the king asks the question all by himself. The right move is, were you at home? Same thing for negatives. She didn't was tired as a no-go, because the king handles his own negatives. The correct way is simply, she wasn't tired.
So if you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. You never ever combine did with was or were. That combination simply does not exist in the game. It's like trying to use a special move from a totally different character. It's just going to fail. Keep them separate, always. All right, theory's over. You've learned the rules, you've seen the special moves. Now it is time for a little training mission to put your new skills to the test and really master the king.
Here are your 5 mission objectives. Your job is to describe a weekend by just filling in the blanks with either was or were. So look at objective 1, the weather. It cold. It is singular. So which form of the king are you going to use? And what about objective 3, location? We in the park. We is plural. This is your chance to practice, so give it a shot.
And there you have it. You've met the king, you know his two forms, you know his superpower of independence, and you know the big traps to avoid. So the only question left is, Now that you know the king's rules, are you ready for your own adventure into the English past tense?